Hey, hello. Have a great night. We are here on our second part of the season. So not second part, second episode of the season to continue learning about essential oils. And today we have a very special person invited to help us with some breathing techniques. Her name is Barbara. And myself, I'm Leah Bilbao, and maybe you know that I started using oils in order to help myself with things that otherwise I would do nothing about. So if I had a headache, I would just wait until it went away, have some water and try to rest. If I had a sore throat, I would just get some tea and relax and just wait. Rather than taking any medication. And then when I learned about essential oils, I realized that all the healing process would speed up. So today we are talking about anxiety and anxious feelings with Barbara, because we're going to combine breathing techniques. We're going to learn 3 techniques and essential oils. And we're going to teach you how to pick the oils that will work best for you. So thank you for being here. And I'd like you to see Barbara. Are you there?
Here, I'm right here.
Okay. I don't see you. Okay, I do see you now. Okay. Barbara, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Leah. Yes, I think this class is going to be an amazing class because we're going to be able to combine all the wonderful magic and benefits of essential oils along with the power that we have inside of us, which is our breath. So we're going to learn a few different techniques today that we're going to be able to pair up for very simple to follow routines. And just so you guys know a little bit about me, I work as a holistic wellness coach. I work with doTERRA. And about maybe I have been practicing breath work since 2011. And in 2019, I got certified as a breathwork facilitator. So that means that I can facilitate breathwork for other people. And the type of breathwork that I do is called is the rebirthing method, which is a method that you will be laying down for about 45 minutes to an hour. And you go into, you're trying to tap into anything that is causing a limited belief. So you're not consciously trying to do that. You're just like surrendering to your breath and then allowing for the breath to do the work. And it is a magnificent type of therapy. And I did that for a while before being a practitioner, just, as a student, and it really changed my life. And that's what allowed me and moved me to become a certified breath worker.
Nice. Very nice introduction. Thank you, Barbara. And when we were preparing this presentation, we realized that we feel anxious feelings every day for different reasons. And it might be something small, like, oh, I have a test tomorrow, which could happen to kids or teenagers or ourselves, right? We have a big day coming soon, or maybe we are moving from to another house or to another city, or we are traveling somewhere new. So that causes anxiety. But still, the huge difference is when we are going through major life changes. And so all these situations can make us be in a bad mood, cause lack of focus, feel depressed, have an aggressive type of behavior, lack of motivation, and maybe we are restless all day. Everybody reacts differently, but any of these and more symptoms, we need to go to the root. And if the root is anxiety for some reason, this is what we are going to discuss now. So what can we do? Once we recognize that we are anxious, there are things we can do. And we have chosen these here to mention: breathing techniques, movement or workout. So maybe a brief walk can help release some of this energy. Lower sugar intake. Sugar doesn't help at all. Hydrate our bodies nicely, and use doTERRA essential oils protocols. And the fun thing about doTERRA oils and protocols is that when you get a doTERRA oil, you know that the molecules in your oil will be the same today and in an oil that you buy next month, next year, in 5 years, because they keep that consistency as much as nature allows to get what we call the essential oil of whichever plant. And that is really helpful because we can know that when we follow our protocols, we know that we can expect the same good result today with this bottle and in the future with a new bottle. So we can really trust this product. I have a friend, Lucia. She could have been here, but she couldn't join us. She talks in public every week. And her major problem was that she would forget all the words. Her mind would go blank. And one day she tried frankincense, and she sent me a message and said, "Hey, my presentation went great." And I think it had to do with smelling frankincense before I started. And I also told her that she could try it, and she found that she didn't like it. But trying your frankincense under your tongue or against your palate is also good. And frankincense, Barbara, you know, it's called the king of oils. I love it because it regenerates cells. But now that we are focusing on being focused and fighting anxiety, I want to highlight that frankincense is relaxing and yet uplifting. It soothes internal effects. It has soothing internal effects, and it is comforting. Is there anything you'd like to add, Barbie, about frankincense, or any one of you who has tried frankincense? You can unmute.
I absolutely love frankincense. It's one of my favorite oils. And yes, everything that you said, it's a great oil, you know, because it also works with the nervous system, among the many benefits that it has. So yes, for me, frankincense under the tongue is like sublingual is the best thing you can do for just relaxing. It's a really great oil also if we're dealing with any sort of you know, any sort of disorder where you're like losing the ability to, you're losing your memory, you know, you're losing the ability to remember. So it calms you down. And then it has, like Leah said, it has a way of restoring also at a cellular level. So it's a really fantastic oil to use for Alzheimer's, dementia, or just to keep your memory going, you know?
Yeah, that's what I did when I would forget words. Maybe the ones who know me already have heard my story, but I would forget what I was going to say. And I was in a meeting, and then the next word I wanted to say, I would forget. And I wasn't even 40 years old yet. And when I learned that frankincense could do something for me, I started using it every day for a month. And I totally noticed the difference within a month. I wouldn't forget anymore. And it was like, wow, I cannot believe it. But it's so true.
I also, just one more thing, I also like to combine frankincense with adaptive. If I have a lot of work, I'm the type of person that I'm super creative. Like, so my head is thinking of all the wonderful things that I can do besides what I'm doing at the moment. And adaptive is obviously my go-to, but if I put frankincense and adaptive, that combination is like, it allows me to concentrate and to really be at peace with whatever it is that I'm doing. So I think it also has to do with the vibration of the oil, you know, frankincense oil, the vibration that it has. So it just like, it levels everything inside.
Barbie, is it you're using that topically or in a diffuser, this combination?
No, I'm putting it, I feel that, I mean, I shouldn't say this in a video. I feel like frankincense is like my really like precious oil because it's a little more on the upper side of the price scale. So instead of diffusing it, what I do is I put it under my tongue because then the effect is very, very fast. But I feel that when you diffuse it is absolutely delicious, especially with any florals, it's just insanely good. So.
And what you do with your adaptive at the same
With my
time?
adaptive, I take the adaptive capsules.
Oh, okay.
So, so I take one of the adaptive capsules and then this under my tongue, and it's magic, literally magic.
Great, because the adaptive oil is not meant to be taken internally. That's why doTERRA created the pill. But let's go into that now. Some of the oils we have specially selected for you to have a look at today, which are calming, and these are just a few of the calming oils, are the ones you can see here. And again, essential oils can promote relaxation, improve focus, uplift the mood, and this could be achieved in a steady way thanks to doTERRA's CPTG quality. Barbie, can you explain that, please?
Yes. So doTERRA takes, if some of you already use doTERRA oils, you know, they go through great lengths to figure out where they can harvest the most potent oils. And also they take a rigorous process when it comes time to testing. So they test the ground, they test at the time of, taking the oil out, and then at the time of putting the oil in bottles. So 3 different points, and the oil always has to be 100% pure with the same chemical consistency. And no matter where you buy the bottle, you're always going to have the same product. And that is really something magnificent. This is an industry, as we know, that is not regulated. So the fact that doTERRA takes the time to do, go to a third-party testing so we can have the peace of mind that we can ingest these oils or put them topically or automatically is just magnificent. So
Yep, or internally.
Or internal,
So
yes.
let's talk about this further. Look at this wheel, and this is why we're going to use the oils with purpose. This is the wheel where you can start to understand how nature has a message for us. Let's go to any oils. Let's say a citrus oil is meant to help you when you feel discouraged, gloomy, or distressed. This is an example. And let's try some techniques for you to remember. So if you feel fearful, you will pick floral oils, and you will feel fearless. So let's try to remember the triple F rule. If you need to restore, RST will follow the alphabet. If you need to restore because you're feeling sad, you can try trees, oils that come from trees. Maybe the resin, maybe the branches, maybe the trunk, the roots. If you're feeling somber, like uninterested of things, spicy up. So you're going to remember SS, and you're going to pick an oil that has spices in there. So if we have a look at the oils we selected for calm, there is one Thinker. Thinker is an oil that was created for kids. It's in the kids collection or sold individually as well. It is already diluted, and you would want to use this when you are about to have an exam, you get very nervous. In this case, if you have a look and we study the wheel, we see that the description talks about it as earthy, minty, and herbal. So if we have a look at the wheel, earthy would mean works with trees. So it will help kids or adults, actually, because this is meant for anyone, but for grieving, for sadness, for shame, when you feel ashamed, you can resort to this oil. We said it's also herbal, so to avoid anger, to avoid bitterness, to avoid discontent, you're going to use the same oil. And it said minty, right? So that fights anxiousness, insecurity, apathy. So this is the way we can start to understand oils and how they work for us. Again, that would be a thinker, and it would create a productive and focused environment. It'll give you support and positivity. And it makes sense, right? When we pick Intune, for example, Intune is another focus blend. This was created before Thinker, and it has a totally different composition of oils, where some of them are woody, are citrusy, and sweet. So if we go back to our wheel, we go again to trees. We go again to citrus. We go to citrus, and sweet would be somewhere in the flowers or the citrus as well. So in this case, Intune is going to be relaxing, uplifting, and setting the perfect environment for work or study. You can take it as part of your routine. So every day you can roll this. It has no fractionated coconut oil, which means it's pure oil. It's pure combination of these oils here. It has frankincense too. They are very exotic oils. And then adaptive, we have the roller, which has the fractionated coconut oil, and it's floral, citrusy, and sweet. So again, we'll find the benefits of floral oils and citrus oils in here. And it gives you a tranquil environment. It's soothing, relaxing. It helps you stay on task despite stressful moments. If you have any testimonial you want to share, just say, hey, I want to share my experience with adaptive, and that would be great.
Yeah, I would like to share that I use the three of them. Mm-hmm. The experience that I get with Thinker, actually, which is, I know it's a kid's blend, but I absolutely love it. And I think it's because it has vetiver, which is one of my favorite oils. So that mix with the peppermint and the clementine and the rosemary, that blend is absolutely amazing to relax and focus. And then the Intune is, like you're saying, very, very woody, but it's so strong that it allows you to be very focused. So I remember one day I was walking into a hotel and I was going to give a little conference, and I had put Intune, and I didn't think it was that strong. And then like a couple people showed up and they were like, what are you wearing? I love your perfume. It wasn't perfume, obviously, you know, but it was just, and it's just such a good oil. So those are, and I love adaptive, but if I have to roll them, for me is Intune and Thinker. Those are my favorite.
Nice. Thanks for sharing. doTERRA has also created this system, the adaptive system, which is calming, and it's very highly recommended for chronic stress. So if you cannot get out of this vicious circle, you can try adaptive, like the pill, once a day. There are 30 in the bottle, so it means that one a day is good. It's a nice ratio. And then you reinforce, because it's meant to work together, you reinforce with the pure oil in a diffuser and the roller wherever you go. So when you feel you are feeling anxious, you just roll it and smell it. And all of this together will help you, especially, as I said, the adaptive is not meant to be taken. It's not a supplement unless it's in the little capsule. And that's because they have removed the oils that are not good for ingesting. And they have added a neurotransmitter that will help you from inside. So when we are using the system, we are helping our body and our parasympathetic and synthetic systems work together from inside and outside. So we are giving our body all the help we can. We are going to add breathing techniques now, but yeah. A little bit about balance. Let's have a look. It's warm, it's woody, it's tranquil. Balance is the oil that I discovered to be the most helpful for me when I have to fly. So historically, I would become dizzy. My pressure would go down. It was horrible for me to travel by plane. Not always, but most of the times I knew that something would go wrong. And then I thought it was something physical, of course. And I tried peppermint and something for my belly, like ginger and lots of things, but that helped. But when I smell balance right before takeoff or right before boarding the plane and right before landing or all these special moments, that really calms me down. So I always take adapt my balance. And what I do is just put it on my hands and smell and rub it on my wrists and just have it there. And it's like in seconds, I feel much calm. That's the word, calm. And in there. Citrus Bliss. Citrus Bliss is an invigorating blend. It's citrusy and sweet. It gives you a positive, inspiring, and joyful environment. It's full of citruses. So, and it also has vanilla, which would be warming. And Breathe is a blend that it's minty and refreshing, and will give you a restful environment and clear your airways. So if you feel like something is oppressing you right here on your chest, and you take your breathe, you will feel that opening. And that's physical and that's emotional. And remember that the oils work synergistically. So all these combinations are meant for a reason. And once they are all together in the bottle, they have a very special effect on you, more than if you're adding the oil separately. Finally, we have the black spruce and wild orange and peppermint. But black spruce is one we picked for harmony and balance. It's cooling and soothing. And something that I really love about black spruce is that it's sourced in Canada in one of the doTERRA's agreements to preserve the earth. And the black spruce is actually taken from the leaves of the tree that are actually on the ground, because it looks like commercially the trunk of the tree is the most valuable thing. So they just peel the tree off and sell the trunks, the wood. And so with everything that stays there, doTERRA goes and with the people from the area creates their distillery for distilling the oil from the branches, from the leaves. And the branches work as fuel for this distillery. So it's super eco-friendly. I love how they have created this place in the middle of nowhere in Canada. And we have the oil from there, the amazing oil from, otherwise it would be just part of the, part of the going back to the earth, which is good, but you don't need that much. So it's great that we are making good use of these leaves. Wild orange comes from Brazil. It's refreshing, it's sweet, it's citrusy. It gives you feels of abundance. So when you are anxious and you feel like there is no way out, you need to see and smell wild orange to see that there are ways out. There are abundance, there is abundance there. And there's a lot you can do. We just need to be creative. And this is what wild orange can do. And peppermint is giving me the final part of the analysis, let's say. It's sourced in the USA and in India. Always doTERRA will go with communities that have been harvesting the oils and will be helping those communities immensely. We'll talk about this in another presentation, but it's minty, it's fresh, it's herbaceous. So if we have a look at peppermint, herbs. It's going to be against anger, against bitterness. It's going to be against anxiety, insecurity, when you are apathetic, and which is the other one? Fresh. Okay, and fresh. So it's a very good midday pick-me-upper, and Barbara is going to help us use it in a very, very nice way. Do you have any questions so far? Any comments? Anyone there? Patricia has raised her hand. Yes. Can you unmute, please?
Yeah. So I have a question, pretending that I myself do not know anything about oils or doTERRA, that I don't have these oils. You know, I have these oils at home, obviously, but let's say a person, a beginner, said, okay, you know, give me one. Says, you know, yeah, they all sound amazing, you know, uplifting, grounding, calming. Give me one for anxiety. I know the benefits and the connections that we make with these oils, you know, but if someone was to challenge you or ask you, okay, I can only afford to buy one, could you recommend one? Let's say, okay, do I buy balance? You know, I'm anxious, or I deal with stress. Do I go with balance? Do I go with adaptive, for instance? You know, I don't mean to challenge you ladies. I'm just pretending to be someone that, you know, in the community that said, okay, you know, okay, I'll take one. Which one?
Patricia, I love to answer that question. So it really boils down to having a wellness consult with that person, even if it's for one oil. Why? Because in a wellness consult, we can go deeply and find out what is causing the anxiety. So
Okay.
first of all, if it's a panic attack that she's dealing with, more than likely we're going to give her something that she can use very often and find a very quick result. That will be peppermint, right? But if maybe the problems with anxiety are coming from hormonal changes, then we might use balance. If the problem with anxiety has a little bit of depression and they come from a life situation, a life-changing situation, then we might go with adaptive and frank. So it really depends what this person is going through. And that's why our role as a wellness advocate is so important, because it's not just giving you an oil, but really finding what is it that you need. And I'll give you another example. When I started this journey about 4 years ago, I had Lyme disease. And I was looking for oregano oil because someone had told me that oregano oil was gonna help me heal Lyme disease. So I went and I asked someone if they can give me oregano oil. And this person went the extra step and she asked me, why did I need it? And she gave me the protocol for Lyme disease. So I think that's really how we work here. You know, it's really going to the cause or the root cause of whatever is happening. So I hope that answered your question a little bit, but you know.
No, you did, and you know, it does make sense. However, and again, I don't mean to challenge you ladies at all. What if you do not know? You know, you mentioned panic. You know, sometimes these emotions they can be confusing. You know, I myself, I spent 4 days on the couch not knowing what was going on with me, you know, and trying everything that you could think of. What if you don't know if the source of your anxiety is, you know, emotional or hormonal, or I know that the person
maybe you haven't realized where it's coming from, but I think a wellness advocate will be able to do that, because on a wellness consult, you go through all the steps, anything, you know, you're talking about digestive issues, metabolism, how are you sleeping, how's your hydration, toxicity levels. So you're able to really penetrate into the, I mean, it's a consultation that takes 45 minutes to an hour. It's not like a very, you know, it's an in-depth. But I would say that if you don't know, start with one oil, you know, start with one. And I would say for me, it will have to be frankincense, which is the most potent one. If you're really like someone that doesn't know what's happening and you can only choose one, I would say frankincense. That's the one that I would choose. What about you, Leah? And I love that question, Patricia. That was great.
Yeah. I think that's adaptive. So if you're feeling changes, which because anxiety is caused by changes or uncertainty, if I had to recommend one without having this conversation and just trying to guess, I would love adaptive. Probably the oil to smell, and it's super versatile, so you can even create the roller if you want to put it on your wrists. But actually the wellness consult, as Barbie says, is really the really best thing to do. This conversation is necessary. I see Crystal has her hand up. You want to unmute yourself?
Yes. What happens if you're feeling all of that all at the same time? Can you mix all of those oils together? Like, I am dealing with anxiety. I'm a school teacher, so I'm constantly dealing with raging hormones of teenagers because I'm a middle school teacher. I'm dealing with constant anxiety because there are school shooting threats to the school all the time. I'm in the middle of going through a very nasty, abusive breakup. I'm depressed. I'm all of what Barbara said. So can I mix all those oils together and to try to counteract all of it? The adaptive, the peppermint, the frankincense, the balance, the breathe, whatever. Can I mix them all together and deal with that on a daily basis for a while?
Yes, you can create a protocol which we're going to show you a routine today. And that's part of the class today, which we want you guys to implement routines where there are oils throughout different times of the day, and there are little actions that you're going to be taking that are going to allow you to reconnect. Because at the end of the day, throughout all those instances that you're mentioning, which are, my goodness, are very stressful. I mean, I can only imagine, like everything together. There is a couple of changes that need to happen. How much water are you taking a day? Just out of curiosity.
Probably I drink 2 to 3 huge glasses, which I think are 16 ounces. So probably anywhere between 32 and 48 ounces of water a day. And right now I'm putting the lemon, the wild orange, and the copa, whatever that's called.
Papaya. Okay.
Yeah, that. Right now
Okay,
I'm putting those 3 in my smoothie in the morning and then in my 3 glasses of water throughout the day.
That's great. That's wonderful. Okay. Have you felt any difference since you started doing that?
Oh, absolutely. And Leah can attest. I'm a completely different person than I was 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I cried all day long. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. I barely ever got off the couch. It was really bad. And I feel completely different, but I still go through periods where I'm stressed out, for whatever reason, for whatever's going on at that particular moment in time. Right now I'm on summer break, so the whole school, dealing with the kids and dealing with the threats and stuff to the school have stopped because I'm not there. So now I'm just dealing with the personal breakup and the not sleeping and not eating and the hormones. I was just told the other day by my doctor that I am premenopausal, so now I'm dealing with that on top of everything else. So
actually, believe it or not, one of the things that we do is inform self-care, right? And medical self-care. So, and medical care. So it's really great because now you have a starting point from this information that your gynecologist has given you, that you're premenopausal. And then there's like, you're already taking some of the steps, which is the LLVs are fantastic for hormonal balance. But then you can implement probably a protocol that we talked about earlier in the class that we had in the morning, which is especially for hormonal balance. And it's a protocol that requires frankincense, wild orange, and balance. And the way you do it is just start your day with wild orange by smelling it, put it in your hands, and just bringing your hands towards your face and just smelling the oil. Then you're going to be using the balance. And I don't know if we go through this later on, but anyways, okay, we do. Okay. So anyways, you use balance and frankincense. And if you like, we're going to go, actually, we have a full slide where we're going to be showing you how to do this.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So, basically your oils, the ones you're using, it's very important to put the oils on you. The oils will know more than you yourself will know where to go and what to do in your body. So if you're worried about how much oil you're ingesting, when you are targeting the use of your oils for something specific, you're doing good. You're doing good. If you are using oils, let's say every day, and you're taking maybe 25 drops, 24 drops of oil throughout the day, that's totally safe. And if you need to add something extra because then you have the flu or you have, I don't know, a UTI or something, those oils that are specifically targeting a purpose are outside those 24 oils that you can take every day. So you're doing great. And the oils will know where to go and what to do, how to help you. We can dive into the benefits of having a daily conscious breathing practice. And this is going to be Barbie explaining us, and get ready for some action here. Well, action, very, very slight action. Tell us, Barbie. Are you mute?
I will. So when we talk about the benefits of a daily conscious breathing practice, we're talking about reconnecting, because we're breathing all the time, every day, nonstop, right? We're all here breathing, right? Am I correct on that? Yes. But when you breathe consciously, that means that you're really, really connecting to that life force inside of you. You're really trying to, to understand and feel also from your body, and also emotionally and physically, how is it that the breath is working on you. So a daily conscious breathing practice is going to reduce stress and anxiety, is going to improve your sleep quality. So Crystal, that's going to be something fantastic for you if you're not sleeping well. Helps regulate your body physiological functions. So there's like a bunch of things that are going to happen. When I started doing breath work a few years ago, and again, the type of breath work that I started doing was not just a small, short breathings of 5 or 10 minutes. It was like 45 minutes long, so it was a very intense breathing. I was also going through the middle of a divorce. I was going through a lot of things, and I realized the power of my breath, and I was like amazed by it. So we're going to dive deep, and we're going to learn 3 different techniques that are very simple. And we have made it very simple because we want you guys to do it. I think that when things get too complicated, it's difficult to follow. And I love the analogy that a running coach gives. That is like, when you start running, he's like, I want you to run slow. And that's a crazy thing, right? Your running coach wants you to run slow. He doesn't want you to run fast. Why? Because he wants you to connect to your body. He wants your body to understand that it's moving for a certain period of time. He wants you to understand how your breath is going to, oxygenate like your body and your cells. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take a moment right now to do something. I want everybody to just get their favorite oil, and we're not going to put it in our hands. We're just going to take the top of the oil and we're gonna smell the top. And I just want you guys to connect to the smell that you have in there. Okay, now I would like to ask you guys a question. Can anybody tell me how you felt that breathing pattern? How was that breathing pattern? Can anybody tell me? Was it like inhale, pause, exhale? Was it like inhale, exhale, pause? How was it? So usually what would happen is when we're breathing naturally, and we're just connecting to the way that we should be breathing, it will be an inhale, an exhale, and a small pause. We can hardly feel the pause. And it's just like a rhythm. Inhale, exhale, small pause. We're not hyperventilating. We're not going, we're not doing any of that. We're just breathing, right? So that type of breathing, that natural way of breathing is called triangle breathing. So it's an inhale, an exhale, a pause, and then we repeat. And this is a type of breathing that we're going to use when we wake up in the morning. And this is the type of breathing that we're going to use just to reconnect to ourselves. And we're going to do that for 2 minutes. I'm going to put a little timer, and we're going to do it for 2 minutes. So I just want you to inhale and exhale. We're going to do there we go. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to extend our arms up. And anytime you want like a little refresher, you can extend your arms up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. And again, you can take a deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. And now we're going to start breathing and just connecting to our breath. That's it for the next 2 minutes. Inhale, exhale, a small pause, repeat. And you might hear my voice a little bit. We're going to start now with an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, small pause. Please continue inhaling, exhaling, and feeling the pause. When we use this type of breathing pattern, this is how our body will take oxygen and also exhale carbon dioxide. And this is like the most natural way of breathing. Before doing anything with your breath, surrender to it and connect to it. You have a little bit more to go. Keep connecting and surrendering to the breath and feeling that energy. Fantastic. Come back. Open your eyes. Look at your surroundings. Beautiful. So how did you guys feel? Did you connect it a little bit more this time, that it was a little longer with how that, how it felt in, like, were you able to feel your breath inside of you, or how did it feel?
I have to focus on giving myself the longer pause, because to me it was like breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And they said, oh, there is a little pause in there. I said, oh yeah, there is. So I had to focus and try to realize that it is there and just respect its time there.
Wow, that's great. That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's difficult to feel that little pause because it's very small. It's almost like it's not there. It's just that, and we don't want to force it. We just want to, like you're saying, respect it, feel it, because that's actually what's allowing us to level or balance our nervous system. So the second breathing that we're going to be doing is going to be called box breathing. And imagine a box, square, okay? And what we're going to do here is we're going to inhale, we're going to hold, and this hold is a real hold. It's not like a little pause, it's a hold. And then we're going to exhale, and then we're going to hold again, okay? And when you hold, we're going to hold without any air inside of us. And we're going to be counting. The first time that we do this, we're going to do it for 4. And this is an exercise that the more you do it, you're going to realize how it calms your sympathetic, parasympathetic system. And also you're going to realize that you can go longer. You can go from 4 to 5 to 6. Eventually you will go to 10, very easy. And you will realize that those breath holds are really like very easy to do. So we're going to start. And we're going to do 2 minutes of this too, just so you guys have a feel for it. And again, I'm gonna show you how it is. This is a type of box breathing, is something that you can do right before a meeting, if you're in a heated situation, if you just, anything where you really need to come back to relax yourself, okay? And you can do it standing it up. You can be standing up while you're doing this. So when I do it standing up, and I'm going to take this off because otherwise I can't, is you're going to be, I don't know if you can see me there, but let me see. There we go. Okay. So you can stand up and then just let your knees loose a little bit. So there's a little bit of mobility, flexibility. And that also allows for, the energy and the breath to move better. You can extend your arms out, okay? And this will be kind of like a standing meditation, okay? You're just holding, like if you're holding like a beach ball. If not, you're just putting your arms next to your body. And if you're sitting down, you can just put your hands on top of your knees. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold, and we're going to do that for 2 minutes, okay? And I'm just going to count at the beginning. I'm going to be like, I'm going to say inhale, and then when you hear again pause, you're going to pause. And then I'm going to let you guys do it on your own. So we're going to start now. Inhale. Oh, sorry. I forgot to tell you guys to pause. Let me do it again. Okay, there we go. Inhale through the nose. Pause. Exhale through the nose. Pause. Inhale through the nose. Pause. Exhale through the nose. Pause. Inhale through the nose. Pause. Exhale through the nose. Pause. And you're going to continue for the next minute on your own. Inhaling, pausing, exhaling, pausing. I'm back. Coming back. Wonderful. For the ones that were able to do it, how did you feel? Crystal, Patricia, were you able to do it?
Yes, I was doing it. It feels good. It's hard to count in your head and to not let it out. But like you said, the more you practice, it'll get better.
You can actually use your fingers. So if your eyes are open, you can just literally go like this. You know, so inhale. And it makes it very, very easy. But once you do it, you know, once you start doing it a little bit more, you're just going to feel your rhythm. You're going to realize that it's just like a rhythm that starts to take place, and that rhythm has its own meditation. And again, the more you do that, the more relaxed you're going to be. And the last one is the peppermint balm experience, which is something that probably you guys that are doTERRA pros already have experiences. I don't know if Leah has done this with you guys already. But for the ones that haven't done it, we're going to do it today. We're just going to put 1 drop of peppermint on our hand, on the palm of our hand. And we're going to activate the essential oil. And then we're going to extend our hand, and then we're going to put the other hand as if it was a cylinder on top of it. And we're going to inhale. We're going to take that cylinder towards our mouth, and we're going to inhale through the mouth and then exhale through the nose. And we're going to do that 3 times. And then we're going to rub our hands again. And we're going to bring them towards our neck. And we're going to give ourselves a small massage, using also putting a little bit of pressure on that hole that is right, you know, between our neck and the bottom of our head, right there. And then we're going to bring our hands towards our forehead. And again, a small massage there. And one more time, we're going to rub our hands together. And we're going to bring the hands towards the nose as if it was a small book. And we want to smell it through the nose, exhale through the nose. And what this peppermint balm experience is doing, obviously peppermint is opening up the airways. I don't know if you guys felt like a little bit of cooling effect on the neck. And that change of temperature is also changing our mood, you know, changing our perspective. And then we're reconnecting because our airways are open. We're reconnecting to the present very quickly. So we're going to find clarity and focus. So a peppermint balm is something that you can do if you're really needing like a quick change, like ASAP. Well, that's the ideal one. And then the triangle breathing is something that you can, you know, start implementing and having it throughout different times of the day. If you do it in the morning, after you have your breakfast, before having lunch, you know, after lunch, when you realize that you have, you know, done 2-minute intervals, and then all of a sudden you're having a 10-minute practice a day, and then a 20-minute practice and a 30-minute practice a day. Any questions? Yes, Patricia.
Thank you. I was writing the question. If peppermint wasn't available, could you do the same with spearmint?
Yes, you can do it with the spearmint or with breathe. It's not going to have the same potency as a peppermint.
Okay,
But if it's not
it's
available,
not available.
please do. Yes. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, to me, spearmint is sweeter, is a little bit more tolerable if you are really, really sensitive to peppermint. My little girl doesn't like peppermint, but she can do with spearmint, and that's a great option. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking my mom has spearmint, but she doesn't have peppermint.
Mm.
That's why I was
Oh,
asking.
nice. Okay.
You can definitely do it with the spearmint. 100%. Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so I like today we were discussing that the box breathing had the triangle breathing had to do with waking up. The box breathing had to do with letting go, and the peppermint bomb was to bring you back to the present and take charge of your life. I like that way to sum up what the different 3 types of breathing that you taught us today have to do with our everyday. Thank you,
Yes.
Barbie.
You're welcome.
So if you agree, we'll go briefly through a daily routine, very simple, that we can use with the different oils at night. So tonight, before we go to bed in a few minutes, you'll massage your feet from your heel. You want to show us that part, Barbie?
Yes, of course.
From the heel?
Yes. So imagine, I mean, obviously this is my hand, but imagine it was my foot. So you want to start from the heel, okay? And then you're just gonna, if you're putting the doTERRA balance, you can put it neat, which means it's not diluted. But if you want the oil to be absorbed a little more quickly or to just slide better, add any sort of carrier oil. You can use fractionated coconut oil. And you're just gonna move from the bottom towards the toes, okay? And you're gonna invest a little more time on your big toe. Why? Because in reflexology, this is where your head is located. And also the neck and the spine. So by paying a little more attention to here, to this toe, to the big toe, you're releasing a lot of the energy, from the head. Also, if you want to work a little bit on the reproductive system, if you're going to any sort of hormonal changes, you want to use this point right here, press this point, okay? So when you do this, spend a little more time here. Just leave your finger there for 2-3 seconds, okay? And bring it up. Working the joints of the fingers in the hand or the feet is super important, okay? Because there's a lot of energy that accumulates here. So make sure that when you're using this foot massage or hand massage, that you're actually giving it a little tweak around the joint, okay? And you're gonna feel the difference, especially if you're a person that maybe has, I don't know, cramps on your legs at night, use for sure like these 2 fingers here, like 1 and 2, okay? Either on your feet or your hands, these 2, okay? I'm sorry, these 2 right here, these 2 that are together. These ones, you're gonna be working on them a little bit more. And if you're in the middle of a cramp attack, then put the oil here. You can put any oil that you find and massage the fingers and massage the joints, and you'll see how quickly it goes away. It's insane.
Nice.
Yeah,
I didn't know that trick, and it's in your foot or on your feet.
it can be in your hand. In your hand, yeah, it can be in your hand. So as long as it's just 2 here that you're using.
Nice, thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, we pick balance for our foot massage at night, starting from the heel onto the toes, as Barbie said. And if you still need some more relaxation for your mind, you can do the box breathing, taking 4 times in each side of the square. to appease our minds even more. And we can do it for 2 minutes and increase until we get to 10 minutes. So tonight we might start with 1-2 minutes if we need to. During the day, so tomorrow we can start our day by sitting on our bed and getting acquainted with our breath with gratitude. I love that you said it's something that came for us for free and how useful it can be. And we can enhance that with a drop of citrus bliss or wild orange, inhaling from our palm of our hand, and just help us pick it up. And then we can do the triangle breathing. You remember the triangle breathing? Inhale, exhale, pause very slightly. And do that until we feel like opening our eyes and we are ready to wake up. And we can apply balance again on the bottom of our feet to start our day. And take a drop of frankincense out our tank.
And this protocol here, Crystal, will be really, really good for hormonal balance too, okay? So if we're talking about anxiety because of hormonal issues, this protocol is really great, and you can do it actually throughout the day. So you can start your day like this, but in the middle of the day, if you're feeling, just put out, and instead of smelling just a wild orange, you can put it in water or just smell it. If you cannot put the balance in the bottom of your feet, put it in any pressure point under your thumb, inside your
Those
your
like
elbows.
hearts?
Yes, exactly. So any sort of pressure point. And then if you cannot, well, and then you can put the frankincense under the tongue. Obviously, that will be simple during any time of the day.
Perfect. Thank
And then during the day, we can add our black spruce on the back of our neck for feelings of harmony and balance. And we can inhale adaptive 3 times to connect with feelings of clarity. And if we are in a heated conversation, maybe we can excuse ourselves and just grab our peppermint and do our bomb, as Barbie taught us today, and just come back to the conversation in a positive way.
Yes,
and cooler way.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Leah.
Yeah.
Another thing that I carry too is the, you guys probably know the little peppermint beetles. And those are great because you can just put them on your purse, and really you don't need, like, you don't have to carry the whole bottle. And those can just, you can pop them, you know, and do the same thing, the same peppermint balm, or put them inside your mouth.
Yeah, and without knowing that you would mention hormonal issues, we found this quote from a person in the health industry who says there's no hormonal health without good stress management. So I'm really glad that you were here today. Let us know if you have any more questions. We'll be here. We are here for a few more minutes. And you can contact us later if we can help you. Agree, Barbie?
Yes, of course, 100%. Anything you guys need, let us
Okay.
know. We'll be happy to help.
Okay, so I'll stop the recording. Thank you so much. And we'll be here for any more questions that you may have.
We stopped. Okay.